be really clear to communicate these accordingly. And there is significantly greater maintenance from an operational perspective. So Stephen's going to talk a little bit more about that.
So prior to the 2011 season, when we were first consulted and worked through how we'd approach it, it really boiled down to a few clear operational implementations, and that was coming up with a caveat for your pricing representation online, something that we can replicate through enforced telephony messaging before someone arrived at an operator, how we can use our counter display signs. And in consultation with the Australian Ballet and with our legal counsel, we ended up coming up with prices correct at the time of quotation and subject to change without notice as being the ideal caveat for this particular circumstance. That is and can be reduced to prices subject to change without notice if you're a bit stretched on space. An interesting byproduct that I hadn't anticipated is it had a benefit for aggressive discounting too, which funnily enough does generate some negative customer feedback, certainly more than we've ever seen with this, because we haven't seen anything with the raising of prices. So that was a big thing to nail from the outset. Working with you guys on, equipping the customer service personnel with frequently asked questions, great lines to use, rationale, and words that really supported the strategy. Book earlier, become a subscriber, and you can avoid this kind of pricing. And that was empowering to the staff because they always had something to say, and it was well thought out and well researched. Preparing for 2012 was a little bit trickier for us. I think, you would remember I had a lot of concerns about what will this really mean for average handling times for, the telephony channel. Would the pricing ranges, representation online, cut it? What would that mean? My major concern, I guess, was the event build administration. I think, what's that going to mean? Twice a week, how much work, how many hours, what's that impact? I was really concerned about that, but ultimately we're motivated, by a responsibility to deliver customer service. That's what, a ticketing function does. It's in the organisation's interest to have a healthy, thriving, resident company, and we worked through it together, and it settled down to